this show started because Rosie O'Donnell is here!
Rosie was making them laugh at quite an early age. When she was barely legal, she started hitting comedy clubs where she was discovered and flown out to LA to appear on Star Search. And the stars must have been in alignment because Rosie went on to become a mega film star, appearing in dozens of blockbuster films. Next, she talked the talk on her very own wildly popular show.
This is the Rosie O'Donnell Show!
So nice to be the first guest.
It's a live show.
I'm here because Madonna couldn't make it.
It's the Rosie O'Donnell Show!
Through it all, Rosie's passion for children shines. Her foundations have awarded millions and millions of dollars for children's causes. And now, she's at it again, bringing the foster care system into the public eye. By executive producing and starring in the Lifetime movie, America.
Please welcome the one, the only, Rosie! Yes, you like that?
Nice. Hi.
So, I'm so happy you're here. You were just saying under the screams that this was your first runway walk
That's my first runway ever. I know that's shocking to some people, but yeah, I've seen it on TV. It's not as hard as it looks, but it's a little intimidating.
It's a little intimidating,
Yes.
especially because you have the people laughing and screaming and crying your name.
You're very good at it, though.
Thank you.
And to see you in real life, you're like even more beautiful in real life.
Thank
You're like a tall drink of water.
Thank you. You know, Rosie, I was like the biggest fan of your talk show.
Oh,
Like, I
thank
learned
you.
a lot actually watching you, and I was studying for my show. I would watch tapes of you, and I actually had a coach that would like show me tapes of you and like how to be naturally funny and listen, because sometimes I wouldn't listen to my guests. I'd just be all up in my next question.
Yeah.
And what I miss about your show is you would do these things that you were obsessed with.
Right.
And we don't get to see that now. So what are you obsessed with now? What is Rosie obsessed with?
Well, TV-wise, I'm obsessed with Intervention on A&E.
Yes.
Have you watched that?
Yes.
Did you watch it? Don't miss it. It's on Monday night. They had, it's people who are in the struggles of, you know, all different kinds of addiction, and mostly it's drugs or alcohol or food. But they had one woman on, and I don't mean to laugh, but I couldn't help it when I watched it. She was inhaling the duster spray from the computers.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, and at first I thought this was a Saturday Night Live skit because I thought this could be a joke. But no, she would be like in, like a office supply store. She's like, I'm just going to get some spray. And she'd take all the spray off, and then you'd see her mother's like, honey, please, I don't want you. She's like, Mom, sorry, Mom. It was the most unbelievable thing. I must have watched it 20 times.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so I'm obsessed with that show. I'm obsessed with The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta, the black girl.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what you like about that.
Well, I missed the first Real Housewives of...
Was that the Orange County one, the first
I don't know. The first, I
Orange
flipped on
County
a
all
couple times, and I was like, ugh, this isn't for me. And then they were somewhere else,
New York.
Baltimore, I don't know where. But I happened to catch Nene.
Nene.
Honey, you call her Nene, I call her Nene. She is just the funniest woman. And when I was watching that, too, I thought this is an alternate universe that people are living in that I didn't know about.
Well, I want to ask Rosie some random questions, and they might be a little personal.
Okay.
So I'm going to call it Nosy About Rosie.
Oh, no.
Nosy About Rosie. Okay, so the first one is Rosie O'Donnell.
Okay.
Where do you go shopping for clothes?
You want the truth?
Nothing but.
Target.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now, I had a meeting with my money guy, and he sat down. He's like, I don't know how to say this to you, but, you know, I just have one question. How can you spend $40,000 last year at Target? And I'm like, there are 4 children and 2 adults, and we clothed everyone, got everyone in school supplies and toys. For 40 grand, that's pretty good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I was, like, given a challenge, the rest of your life you can only shop in Target, I would be able to do it.
You would be able, so what do you do when you're shopping in Target? Do people come up to you and, like, bother you and
Not
stuff?
at my Target.
No?
My Target is the Palisades Mall in Rockland County.
Okay.
And I will meet you at Chili's. Boneless buffalo wings. But I love that mall. I take my kids to that mall. I feel totally comfortable.
And they're fine.
They're fine.
Okay, here's the next one. Flosie O'Donnell.
Okay, I think.
Okay, when Aunt Flo comes by for a visit every month, what is your best remedy for PMS and cramps and all that crap? 'Cause I get
Well,
bad
let me
cramps.
tell you one thing, Tyra. I am about to be 47 next month, and Aunt Flo has not shown up for 9 months.
Oh!
Thank you. Ay, ay, ay. The worst thing is I'm like, you know, ending that whole cycle, and my daughter's 11 is beginning the cycle.
Oh,
so the
gosh.
2 hormones in the house, it's a lot going on.
So do you like have the night sweats and all that type of stuff?
It started for me at 41. And I thought, of course, I was dying of some rare tsetse virus flu. I went and had every test done. And, you know, I would be in the bed, and I'd wake up, and the sheets would be soaking wet. Not damp, soaking wet.
Like you peed in the bed or something.
Well, that's what I thought. Oh, Vivi crawled in here last night, and maybe she bent. So I would, like, throw the covers off and turn to look, and there's no Vivi. It's just Kelly. Then I'm like, Kelly is incontinent, you know? And then I realized, no, it's me. And I would literally stand naked in the winter on my balcony in December, in the middle of the night, just to get cool.
Wow.
So that lasted about 2 years, and now I'm going through the grouchy and the adult acne, which is so much fun.
Oh, I have the best pimple right now.
Yeah?
Oh, my God.
Well, you only have one, and that's
Do you
actually
see
a
it?
real pimple. Yeah, it's tiny,
It's
though.
so good. I thought about
No,
making
you
a
see
mole.
these? The scabs? They feel them. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're mounds of unpoppable pimples. It's like God is like, I'm going to get you back. Every time I try to pop, nothing happens, and these are all the symptoms,
There's those
supposedly.
pimples that go like up inside the skin again, as opposed to coming out, it goes like.
Yeah, and I, of course, take a needle. I try to be... Oh, like you don't do that. I take a needle, I try to... But there's nothing you can do
There's
for
nothing
them.
you can do. Okay, here's our next one.
Go.
Bordosi O'Donnell.
Oh, no-y.
When is the last time you were a little tipsy?
Well, do you know what? I stopped drinking on December 1st.
You did?
Yes.
Congratulations.
It's not been easy. But from the time I was about 22 till I was 30, I didn't drink at all. And I had a friend who said, you drink too much when you're a comic out at night. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, then I'll stop. And I just quit. So when I was November 29th, I was with my son, who's now 13, and I said to him, Park, could you get me a beer? He goes, no, I don't want to. I said, really, why not? He says, because you know what? I think you drink too much beer. I said, really? When have you thought? He goes, lately, I think it's too much. I said, you know, when I was a kid, when I was 22, I stopped drinking for like 8 years. He goes, well, maybe you should do that again. I go, well, you know, honey, what happens if I can't do that? And he said, there's a drunk club.
Oh, how old is he?
13. He goes, I forget what it's called, but you have to, like, be really drunk to get in, so I don't know if they'd let you in, but you could ask them for tips. And at that moment, I just thought in my head, you know, the innocence of children, they don't have a judgment, they just know.
They just know.
And so I said, okay, you know what, I'm going to try. This is, I had, like, the end of a beer. This is my last beer.
Have you replaced it with anything else? Like
Well,
foods
Perrier,
or-
you know, I'm
Yeah.
in the Perrier, because it feels like soda or beer with
Yes.
the carbonation.
And it doesn't have salt in it.
Right.
I think we need to stop right now. We're doing a commercial for them.
We are?
Yes,
well, maybe
we
they'll
are.
send us some free stuff.
Yes, for the whole audience!
Everybody!
The last question I have for you is...
I get excited about
Get
water.
excited, free water.
Yeah, free water gets you guys going. That's easy. You're an easy crowd.
The last question I have for you is Shosie O'Donnell.
Okay.
Okay, I know you love Broadway.
Yes, I do.
What show are you recommending right now? 'Cause
Billy
I'm a-
Elliot, without a doubt.
Hell yes.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
That is one of the best shows I've seen in my life.
Me friggin' too.
Now, did you cry your eyes
I
out?
cried my eyes out. I didn't want to leave. Usually, I leave really fast
Me
at the
too,
end because you know
right.
you don't want to get
Yeah, yeah.
like bombarded. And I was just like, "Come on out, Billy! Come on, you know." some
Yes,
more. But
yes.
those tickets are so hard to get. They're
They
like
are.
super hard.
They're
to
hard
get.
to get, but you know, if you know the right people, you have to know people.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I know people.
Who do you know?
I know Stephen Daltrey, who's the director and the writer, and I know Elton John. I made a little phone call. We have tickets for the audience.